Before the video starts, I just wanted to give you a quick little update to the whole situation. So today Kirsche dropped a Google Doc hinting at potential legal threats, advice if they're not taking down the articles. Bias caved to that, and they did pull all 3 articles from Ana Valens. I don't know if this was a smart move. I don't know where this is heading. I don't believe that the clips were taken out of context. I don't believe that there's any context that excuses the things that Kirsche said. I hope you enjoy the video, and I'll catch you soon. Bye. I thought this would be my last video and everything, but literally, since I've posted this video 2 weeks ago, every single day I open Twitter, I see something even worse than what I've seen before. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't want to be a drama VTuber. So there's like a Reddit thread with like a collection of certain things that like Kirsche said, you know, stuff that I already posted in the video. We also have like more transphobia.
These biological women claiming to be men perpetrating shootings. Is it all the testosterone? If they're hyped up on testosterone, is that what's going to finally bring female shooting statistics in line with males?
I thought that, you know, this would be like the end of it. Like, there's going to be some damage control happening and things are not going to get worse.
Saint Floyd, may he rest in fant, his name is Otter.
Once it's realized that most trans activists are autogynephiliac males or ideologues pushing their political views with an identity shield to prevent criticism, all of the power-hungry threats and graphic fantasies make a lot more sense. Kind of grotesque to see VTubers cheering for an assassination attempt. This is what years of propaganda and dehumanizing language leads to. It's always so funny to me that these people only call out the bad if it's the left doing it, but they are literally dehumanizing and demonizing certain groups, and then they're like brushing off and downplaying hate speech as just like, oh, it's just jokes, these were just edgy jokes, you can't say anything anymore because people are going to like cancel you. I didn't want to talk about these things because it's just so toxic, and like Kirsche does bad stuff, her audience celebrates that, and it's always so interesting to me because like she desperately wants to be marketable. Believe it or not, the VTuber community is actually pretty inclusive. It's just on Twitter, and there are like some niche communities that are bleeding into the mainstream because right-wing stuff is so lucrative. And I just, like, highlighting it is always so exhausting because, like, you're basically fighting the worst types of people who are just looking at this and they're like, well, you know, actually, she's pretty based and says all the right things. Why do you hate her so much? You must be anti-white. These people are literally just, like, boosting each other. They are literally only popular, quote-unquote, because they're saying the same hateful rhetoric and they're being funded because they're pushing this rhetoric, which are just, like, white people are superior and are being replaced and they're actually the most oppressed. Christians are the most oppressed. Actually, men are oppressed because feminism. I didn't want to make another video on it. I didn't want to talk about all these things, but like something happened. A video game that was partnered with Kirsche quietly dropped her. It is called Crime Boss Rockay City. I guess it's payday. That's what these people are telling me. Looking for a crew? They're looking for you. Head to the official Crime Boss Discord LFG channel. This doesn't seem controversial. Why does this have like 1,000 replies? And you see the worst types of people in here. Obviously me. Rev, absolutely pathetic. My first and final impression of your account game is that you dropped one of your biggest supporters over cancel culture nonsense. Enjoy your eternal irrelevancy. The funny thing is, I don't think anyone had this game on their radar because apparently this game features Chuck Norris, who is homophobic and a Trump supporter. It features other bigotry like homophobic slurs, racist depictions. It also features AI art. So this game is like the perfect game for the anti-woke warriors. You know, finally you have a game where you can say and do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about what these snowflakes are saying online, and then Kirsche gets dropped and they're like losing that fan base that they're catering towards with these aspects. And I didn't know anything about the game. I haven't heard about it. I actually learned about this game through Kirsche, probably not in the way that you hoped I would learn about that game though. And I decided they dropped Kirsche. How bad bad can it be? Also, the game got basically review bombed. Well, I like the game. It is like Payday, but I had a lot more fun with this, but I can't give it a positive review. I will not support a company that drops their biggest supporter of an out-of-context hit piece. I mean, it's not really an out-of-context hit piece. It's literally just the words of Kirsche. These fascist fans are going to be like, well, actually, you know, she said it and laughed. So you can tell that this is not serious. And like, it shouldn't be considered hate speech because the tone of voice is actually that of, you know, someone who is joking. And it's like, well, you're still saying things that are considered hate speech. Dropping your partner out of fear for a hate mob. I mean, nobody was coming after a crime boss, but like, even a company, even a game studio that put Chuck Norris and all these things like AI art, etc. into a video game that is not appealing to the left audience, notice that it's actually really bad what Kirsche is saying. They are choosing to distance themselves from Kirsche because of the things that she is saying. These people are the hate mob. People were complaining like, oh, you're catering towards people who don't even play your game. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try it out. How bad can it be? And then I learned that the people who seemingly played this game for like 20 to 90 hours actually hate this game so much. Actually, it's a trash game. It's a mid-game. It's game. Washed streamer. All based on misinformation and outrage. Why are you gay? Honestly, that's a good one. So not only didn't you care about this game before, I didn't know it existed. You're now going to stream it for spite, even if you don't care for it. I mean, you know, if you learn about a game and you are interested in it, I think there's no harm in like actually giving it a shot. Trying to follow the path of Kirsche, whom you claim to hate. I feel like I'm going like the opposite route. If I want to follow the path of Kirsche, I would have to inhale some toxins that are like frying my brain so much that I can be like a person without caring who I'm hurting. You'll be streaming a game. These people literally hate this game, forcing themselves to buy and play discount Payday to own the charts. And then I was like, okay, so I learned Crime Boss features Chuck Norris, who's homophobic, because that's their gotcha the entire time. Homophobic slurs, because that's their gotcha. Caricatures of black people, which is probably racist depictions. Misogyny, obviously. And AIR, which kind of sucks. The first 4 parts for like this type of game, I honestly, like, I'm not surprised. You know, that's like telling me that there's racism in GTA. I'm not surprised. But it's always so funny because like these people loved this game. And then it turns out it's a game and people only played it because the game partnered with Kirsche. But then they're calling me like a sellout or whatnot. They think that I'm just playing it to own Kirsche. I learned about the game. I thought, hey, it's kind of cool that they parted ways with a white supremacist. Means they have at least some integrity, but they're also doing the bare minimum, which will not excuse all the things that are still in the game. Outside like one tweet that they kind of ate up. It was like, oh, are we just promoting every painfully mediocre video game that bothers taking a stand against this? I was just like, yes. I mean, obviously I'm kidding, you know? Obviously just because you do the bare minimum doesn't mean that I'm, you know, selling out on my morals. Which is like what right-wingers would do. Like, you know, if you have a game, it doesn't matter how much it sucks, just put some slurs in it and these people are going to eat it up because they literally don't believe in anything and they just want anyone to like spread their hate speech and stuff. We got Rev Says Desu! Cowardly developers double down on support of cancel campaign and find out again. Rev stopped talking about me. Rev stopped engaging with me ever since I made my video on him and his wife. I was really surprised when I saw him put a screenshot of my tweet in there.
Other people have been saying that they're going to...
Other people? You know my name. You know who I am. Rev, we've been through so much and you hit me with other people?
Saying I know what I'll be streaming next week, which is unfortunate because a lot of these people are activists. They're very pro-LGBT, and you can see hook, line, and sinker. Unfortunately, this is going to backfire for them.
No! woke trans rights VTuber Nyara VT plays a game and finds out. No! Wokezilla trans rights activist Nyara VT gives a shout out to a game studio for dropping white supremacist Kirsche, and it backfires because the game features Chuck Norris. Chad, I got destroyed. How will I recover? Anyways, let me start the game. Let's see what the fuss is all about. Guess you're multiple people now? Yeah, he can't say my name anymore. I'm too powerful, Chad. Chad, he has to pretend that he doesn't know me. I heard that people like me would be filtered out by the tutorial. I also heard that like all the lines of Jack Norris were like recorded in one day. Ah! Okay, this game is very sensitive. Almost as sensitive as right-wingers. Do I have like grenades or something? I can throw bricks! Yo! I can throw bricks at people! Let's go throw bricks at transphobes! What did I miss about Kirsche yesterday? So yesterday, I was playing the hit game Crime Boss. So I was playing the game because Kirsche got dropped from this game, and I was like, hey, you know, actually I'm kind of interested in checking this out considering they dropped Kirsche. It was fun for a while. I think it's more fun if you have other people, but it's kind of generic in a lot of aspects, and it also features AI generated stuff, which kind of sucks. I was criticizing it, and apparently that's a bad thing because I said, hey, it's actually good for game devs to make their stance clear and drop people who are pushing bigoted views like white supremacy and transphobia and stuff. Because I tweeted that I'm actually obligated to like this game. I actually have to like sell my soul and dedicate my life to this game. You get an own officer Nyara character by the desk. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That would make the 20 euros worth it. Kirsche dropped by bigoted game. Round of applause, Crime Boss. I'm kind of exaggerating here because like I said, it's not really that bad. Criticizing things on the right is unpopular. I thought you knew that. Oh yeah, my bad, sorry. Because that's what they do, right? They were only enjoying the game. They only had fun because of its affiliation with Kirsche, right? Because now that Kirsche's dropped, it's actually like a game. It's very mediocre and it was never good to begin with. The partnership was the only reason why they played the game, why they bought the game. Anyways, I had this guy quote tweeting that with my tweet, you know, going, okay, so I've learned Crime Boss features, blah, 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 blah. This was before I played the game, by the way. It was before my stream. This was just like what I learned through the comments. So I made a tweet actually. I was just like thinking in general, I was tweeting, I feel like Steam should just allow people to play a game for 2 hours before requiring you to buy it, because that's the refund window anyways. I mean, it's like on the same level as like requiring games to have like demos. I also don't really like the concept of like early access. You shouldn't be forced to pay full price for an early access game where you don't even know in which state it's in right now. You should be able to like test it. I think it would make things a lot easier. This wasn't like related to Crime Boss. It was just like something that I was like thinking about, because these people were like, oh, you're going to play for 1 or 2 hours and then you're going to refund it anyways. And I was like, honestly, like I feel like that's kind of valid. If you find out that a game is not to your liking within the first 1 to 2 hours, of course you should be able to refund it. But I feel like it would make a lot more sense to just like test the first hour for free. Obviously, like sometimes you can't really tell. Sometimes 1 or 2 hours isn't enough, so it's not perfect. It was just like, you know, throwing my thoughts into there. In fact, they used to pay or give perks to beta testers. No, they just say it's early access and judge you to be a beta tester. Yeah, I think there are a lot of games that I have bought where I realized, hey, I actually don't enjoy it, but then I was like too lazy to actually like refund it. And most of the time these are like early access games where you think that like, oh, maybe like in a year you're going to revisit it and it's going to be good.
Allow people to play a game for 2 hours before requiring you to buy it, because that's the refund window anyways. If you spend money on a 1 to 2 hour game, you can refund it after, so how is that any different? Oh my god, they actually are crashing out about trying to refund the game. That's funny.
How am I crashing out about refunding a game? I haven't even played crime boss when I made this tweet. How am I crashing out about like, I have 14 days. If I had decided I don't want to play the game, I'm just going to refund it, I could have. I had 2 weeks. I didn't touch the game. Like, what? Right-wingers learn the singular they the moment a trans woman says anything. Real. They don't want to misgender me. They don't want to say he because that's going to be used against them. But they also can't say she because then they're getting yelled at by their community. Isn't she kind of crashing out? It just doesn't make sense because, like, I didn't play the game at that point. It was at 3 p.m. This was like 4 hours before I even touched the game.
That's funny. You get what you deserve. Holy clap. These are the people the devs took the side of. Exactly.
What do you mean? I didn't make them. I didn't make you say these things and then mind control the people who you were partnering with to drop you. Just so I am finally able to enjoy this game because you were the only person who was preventing me from playing a game that I didn't know about. I just wanted to see what the fuss is all about. Maybe it was like really enjoyable. Maybe it was a really good game. Honestly, the game is kind of mediocre. It can give you a fun time if you turn your brain off, which kind of suits you pretty well. Honestly, I'm changing my mind. They should give you a skin that you voice all the characters because then at least there isn't AI and there's maybe some humanity still in there. I can't really tell at this point anymore, but it's so funny. This wasn't even like specifically about this game because it was before my stream. It was before I played the game. She should voice Chuck. You probably have better acting than Jack Norris. They should replace every character with you. I'm changing my mind. You can have Crime Boss. Just stay away from all the other games, you know? Stay away from the games that I enjoy. She should offer all her labor for free to the game because she wants it to succeed. She is actually owed. You know, she promoted the game for free for such a long time. She honestly deserves it. She put so much effort into pushing this game, shilling this game to the community. She's owed that partnership. Anyways, I have one dude. They can't refund it. They played for more than 2 hours. Hope the devs are happy with the people they choice. They are also okay with the bigotry in the game and was calling for IRL on stream. Do we see me crashing out? I played for 4 hours, by the way. I didn't plan on refunding it. That's why I didn't stop after like 1.5 hours. It wasn't worth 20 euros. I would say like 10 at most. If you can grab it in a sale for like, I don't know, 3 euros, you can give it a shot. But don't be like me and pay 20 euros for it. That's crazy. I feel like that's a fair point. I'm apparently okay with the bigotry in the game. Is it minority groups like gang members type of bigotry? I mean, like every NPC is a little bit more like played up and like very stereotypically enhanced, and like the dialogue pretty much relies on it. But I mean, I haven't seen anything where it was like, oh, this is like too bad, I need to uninstall. It more like makes my eyes roll. I'm okay with the bigotry, I guess. How do they think this is like the gotcha? It's going to get better. You have to watch till the end of this because it's going to get better. The 4th one is going to blow your mind. I was calling for IL on stream. Best game ever. I can just throw bricks at transphobes. Oh man, he didn't die. Ah, I'm dying. No. Only in real life work like that? True. You could just like generate bricks. Wow. It's calling for IL on stream because I can throw bricks in a video game. If they heard of a thing called sarcasm, no. They only have to take it seriously. And people who do not have like any form of media literacy are going to like jump on that and are going to be like, oh, you're evil. You're so evil. Oh my God. They turn around and, you know, type all their little threats telling me how I need to be and sent to jail and then be by men. Obviously people hate my voice. I guess if you're listening and you are cringing, that is by design. It kind of filters out people like you. You know, these are 3 clips. I went to my Twitch dashboard. This is all the same person. They made 20 clips. The titles are so like incorrect. There was one I actually featured that one because I liked it. So this clip, they actually named this one "Trans Women Have It Worse Than Real Women." So I changed the title and I added it a little bit shorter and I featured it because apparently this is like the gotcha where I'm saying that trans women have it so much worse than cis women, than real women. Trans women are being treated by society publicly like they treat cis women privately. They are defunding our research. They are claiming that we just need to go to therapy, which is like similar to telling women to just get pregnant if they have depression. They just need to start a family because they are, you know, they're depressed or they're in chronic pain with their uterus and they think that like, oh, pregnancy is just going to fix everything. It's like the same rhetoric. It's just way more obvious with trans people because they're just so ruthless and demonizing and dehumanizing that there's like literally nothing off the table. I don't understand how you think this is making me look bad. I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. Are you actually like a double agent and you're on my side? Another one. They speak ghetto. Why would they drop Kirsche if they're pro being? I don't think they're like pro that. I think this is literally just like stereotypical like oh, gangster talk. Oh, they speak in the ghetto, you know, like without the homophobia and misogyny and stuff. You know how men talk. So obviously I'm criticizing the game because these are like stereotypes. That is what this is about. This is like the bigotry of this game. It is based on stereotypes. You know how men talk. It's pretty harsh criticism. Yeah. It's like boys will be boys. And it's just people being like misogynistic. There's also this one. There's women. I don't know. We're going to find out. Women are kind of DEI. Do they like understand that I'm making fun of them? They consider women DEI because they think that women are less qualified than cis straight white men. They consider any game that features a female protagonist to be woke DEI. How do they think this is like a gotcha? I don't even want to like delete those. It's just like the only thing that's making me uncomfortable is like the titles. Also this one, being straight feels kind of boring. Oh no, I made a joke at the expense of straight people. No. The straights are being oppressed? Yeah. How dare they say these things? But when we say that being gay is a mental illness and gay people need to be shoved into conversion camps, they are having issues with that, but they turn around and say that being straight is kind of boring. So how is that different? Is heterophobia, yeah. Only acceptable straight relationships T4T. They're going to take that out of context again and then they're going to be like, oh look, they only want to accept straight people if they are trans. I'm imagining them just being in stream the whole time and being like, come on, say something I can clip. I don't even want to ban this person because I think like you're helping me. This one looks bad out of context. If you don't understand what I'm talking about. Like I've seen like 16-year-olds who look not that much younger than 18-year-olds. Like how would that even like detect the difference between like just like an 18-year-old and like a 70-year-old? Like I don't know. This is talking about like AI and like how in Discord. Wait, actually let me bring this up. I remember these websites where it was like, oh, scan your face and see how old we think you look like, and it was always wrong. Back then when I was like a 16-year-old kid, it always told me I was a 30-year-old woman.
Imagine your friend sent you a completely normal image of something, and Discord thinks that the meme you sent is sensitive content. If you try unblocking it, you will need to scan your face with AI.
This is what this is like referring to, because we were talking about it's so dangerous to have people who look like one gender but have like a different gender marker on their like ID and stuff. No, YouTube is for 18+ videos now if you don't have a credit card. Wait, really? Like I mean, you know, makes sense, but I always think it's like kind of dangerous. It's the same with like what Discord is trying to do. So like that was like what we were talking about. I'm sorry, I appreciate like the 20 clips, but I have to get rid of that one. But yeah, I also tweeted like after playing CBC, I have to admit I was wrong. The game feels mediocre and soulless, but it's fun if you turn your brain off. This matches Kirsche streams perfectly. Silly you, this game isn't made for you. I guess it's not made for you either. I think that is what they are mad about. That it was like so pointless in their eyes to kick Kirsche out because they had such a good thing. And then Kirsche opened her mouth and said things on stream that are considered white supremacy. For these people, it's like, well, the woke left is not playing the game. And now they are not catering to the right anymore. They're not catering towards the left because they're like AI stuff that is going against a lot of leftist views. So why did they have to kick us out? Type deal. I thought it was kind of funny. At least this is like how the story concluded for now.